We're ready to begin lesson 24 of cursive handwriting. So in lesson 24, we will be practicing. I'll introduce you to capital U, capital V, and capital W. And then we're going to write a question and write the response. So, and you see, again, I'm practicing my cursive right on top of my, in my heading. Okay, our U is going to be the first one. So write a lowercase u and then write a capital U. Now, U does not change much in cursive, does it? It doesn't change much. We're going to do a little bit of a bump for the capital, and then we come down, and when you go back up from the curve, it goes all the way back up, comes down, and gets ready to go into the next letter. Okay, let's make another one right on top of our capital. There, not much difference at all, is there? Make a third one. Okay, and let's pick the one that we think is our best one. You're looking to make sure that you rested on the baselines, that you have a nice flow, and you got this line all the way back up to the top. Now we're going to work on the letter V. So make a lowercase and then make a printed capital. Now remember, our V, when it's little, has a dip in it at the end. Well, we're going to have a dip on the capital also. So when we go begin, we're going to have just that little bit of a bump into it. We're going to come down and curve. It's a narrow curve. Go back up and dip. So make yours. So let's do the capital. Watch me. Make yours. Now, whoops, I hit my camera there. Okay. Right? There we go. There. Try another one. I have a little bit of slant to mine, and that's okay, because that's what I do naturally. Now, circle your best one. I think this one's my best because, oh, I got the wrong color. I think that one's my best one. Okay, and our next letter is our W. So take your colored pencil, make a lowercase w and a capital printed W. Now, it's going to be very similar to the V, except, of course, it has two parts that come down and touch. So it has two curves at the bottom. Okay, so we have the little bit of a bump there, and then we come down and curve, go all the way back up, come down and curve, go all the way back up and dip. Make yours. Okay, let's bump, come all the way down, curve, all the way back up, track it back down. See how it tracks right back down over? I didn't make a V or anything there. And then back up. See, there's no V, there's no kind of angle in there. Okay, watch this one. So it goes up and then it tracks right back down. And then, so you copy it right back down over the same line. Make another one. There. Pick the one you think is your best and use your circling pencil to circle it. Pick up your colored pencil and we're going to write the word which, the question word which. It's W-H-I-C-H. We're going to write the word did, id, D-I-D. We're going to write the word chore, Now, a chore is like a job that you're assigned. It's not a big job usually, but it's a small job. Usually it's an important job, and it doesn't usually take you, it takes you a specific amount of time, but not a lot of time. It's not your job that you do all day. It's little jobs you do. And usually they're jobs that help out, like in the classroom or at home. Or maybe when you visit your grandparents, you always have something you do to help them. Okay, and then we're going to do the word sweep. Actually, we're going to do sweeping. And you know sweeping is. You get the broom and you get all the dirt and dust collected to get it off the floor or the porch or whatever. Okay, so let's come back and do our cursive right on top of it and talk to yourself as you do it. Okay, now before you do the next one, make sure you have your dip high and you dotted. Be careful of the O to the R in chore. Dip from the W to the E, be careful. And always get your bump in the N. Keep your tails below the line. You have a P and a G with a tail. Okay. Now, our sentence or a question, it's a sentence, but it's going to be a question, is which chore did Vicky, Vicky's my cousin's name, so I'm going to use that because it's got a good capital V in it. Did Vicky finish? Okay, we're going to have some words that we didn't practice, but we can do them. So, which is the first word, so it has to be capitalized. Which, W-H. Chore. Did Vicky, and that's going to be a capital V, I, C, K, and I'm going to spell it with an I-E because that's how my cousin spelled it. Vicky. Which chore did Vicky finish? F-I-N-I-S-H. And that's a question mark. Now, if you didn't have enough room and you had to go to the next line, that's okay. Which chore did Vicky finish? Okay. Now, again, I am going to write it in cursive. I'm going to walk you through it. I want you to watch and listen. Okay, so I have to make a little bit of a, remember, we have a little bit of a bump. I'm going to come down, curve. I'm going to track right on that same line, curve, and make a dip. And then I'm going to come down and make my H, I, C, H. Try to keep your pencil flowing. Watch your baseline. Chore. And then that's the dip, and then the shortcut R, and then into the E. You don't want any less space than this. Be careful about your spacing between words. Don't want lots of space, but you need enough. Did. And then Vicky, remember, we're going to do a bump. We come down, curve it, go back up, and dip. And there we go. And I have a lot of room between those letters there, kind of spaced out a little bit. And then finish. You're going to upswing and come down. Make sure the tail goes below the baseline. Bump your N, or cut your S, dot the I's, and put in your question mark. All right, pause the video while you do your cursive. Which chore do you think Vicki did? Based on the words we have up there, you're right. Vicki did the sweeping. So I'm going to say Vicki finished sweeping. Right? So let's write Vicki. And notice we're going to use the past tense of finished, so we're going to put an ed on it. Vicki finished sweeping. It must have been Vicki's chore to sweep. And put a period. Okay. If you need more time to write, pause the video. Okay, I'm going to do the cursive model again, and then you will be able to pause the video and do your cursive on top of it. Remember, just as we did in the last lesson, that will conclude our lesson, but you have lots of space on your paper still to write your sentences some more times. You have a good model there in front of you. Or you can turn my video on, leave it on, with my models in front while you practice. So I'm going to bump. I'm going to curve and dip. That's my capital V. Then I'm going to write Vicki and dot my I's. Finish. Watch that tail. Get it below the baseline. Bump your N. Shortcut your S. And end with a curve up off the D. Dot the two I's. Then we go right into sweeping. S. Into the W. Watch that dip, so you go right into your E. Come up into the next E. P. Track back up on top of it. Upswing to I. Bump to N. Make your G, keep that tail below the baseline, cross at the baseline, put your period, put your dot. Okay. Pause the video so you can use it as a model and continue to practice our sentences or some of those individual words on your capital letters. That completes lesson 24, and I'm going to leave it up so that you can pause it. That completes lesson 24 of our cursive handwriting there. That gives you all of our practice.